Donald Trump is poised to sign yet another executive order that would effectively shut down the Department of Education. While dismantling the department would require congressional approval, Trump has zero actual want to work with Congress, as per his statement of no, 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 other than day one. We're closing the border, and we're drilling, drilling, drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator. Trump's actions are the seemingly endless use of another executive order that could make it nearly impossible for the remaining staff to continue their work, similar to what occurred at USAID. Trump will sign the order during an event at the White House, directing Education Secretary Linda McMahon to take all necessary steps to close the department and return control over educational policy to the states. The order also emphasizes the continued provision of essential services, programs, and benefits for Americans. The Department of Education was established in 1979 by President Jimmy Carter following bipartisan approval of the Department of Education Organization Act in Congress. It appears Trump and his administration has no idea what the Department of Education engages in, as it seems they think it has to do with the curriculum of which is directly controlled by the state and local school boards. The Department of Education's mandate is to establish policies, distribute federal financial aid for education, collect data on schools, disseminate research, focus national attention on key education issues and making recommendations for reform. With Carter being put to rest, just 2 months ago, McMahon has already taken steps to significantly reduce the department's size, cutting its workforce in half. She described the layoffs as an initial move toward shutting the department down. That was the president's mandate. His directive to me, clearly, is to shut down the Department of Education, which we know will have to work with Congress to accomplish. In an email to employees this month, she signaled that significant changes were on the horizon. Trump has suggested that he could rally enough support in Congress to officially close the department, noting that teachers' unions pose more of a challenge to the plan than lawmakers themselves. However, it remains uncertain whether Trump has gained support from any Democratic lawmakers, as many have voiced opposition to his efforts. Senator Patty Murray, Democrat from Washington state and the top Democrat on the Appropriations Committee, accused Trump and Elon Musk, the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, of robbing our students and families of critical funding. Murray continued, the effects of Trump and Musk's slash and burn campaign will be felt across our state, by students and families who suffer from the loss of department staff working to ensure their rights under federal law, school districts that have to lay off teachers, students who can't get the help they need to secure financial aid, and families who get ripped off because the watchdogs were fired. She called it a deeply personal issue for her and many families. A coalition of 21 Democratic state attorneys general filed a lawsuit last week, claiming that Trump's attempt to eliminate the department is unlawful. Because neither the president nor his agencies can undo the many acts of Congress that authorize the department, dictate its responsibilities, and appropriate funds for it to administer. The president's directive to eliminate the Department of Education, including through the March 11 decimation of the department's workforce and any other agency implementation, is an unlawful violation of the separation of powers, the lawsuit reads. The Department of Education, one of the smallest cabinet-level departments, received $268 billion in appropriations last year, amounting to just 4% of the U.S. budget. While the department does not control classroom curricula, it plays a crucial role in funding schools, especially those with high numbers of impoverished students or those serving children with disabilities. It also manages the Public Student Loan Program, which offers consumer protections and lower interest rates compared to private loans. Trump's executive order will instruct McMahon to ensure the agency's funds are not used for programs or activities related to diversity, equity, and inclusion or gender ideology. Which would mean a white man in a wheelchair would be laid off because Trump and McMahon do not understand that inclusion also means providing a wheelchair-accessible workplace, so this employee can perform the duties within his job description. Becky Pringle, president of the National Education Association, warned that Trump's effort to shut down the department would have disastrous consequences for students nationwide. If successful, Trump's actions will hurt all students by sending class sizes soaring, cutting job training programs, making higher education more expensive, taking away special education services for students with disabilities, and gutting student civil rights protections, she said. Trump has long promised to dismantle the education department, but doesn't not understand its workings as per, your state is going to control your children's education. We're moving it out of Washington immediately, so through his previous term and recent election campaigning, does fully explain his lack of knowledge on the subject that states already oversee educational policy.